There's the wall debris. These 2 minutes of credits continue to be unrealistic and a waste of our precious time, which honestly makes them fit in with the rest of Season 8 pretty well. I'm so tired of the body objectification of a camera scanning from toe to head of a character. He's a corpse for Pete's dragon's sake. I don't care how dead sexy you find Jorah, enough of this pale gaze. Once again, I'm bemused by the lighting choices the show makes, as it's resulted in Theon looking 1,000% more ginger than he actually is. And even more bafflingly, makes Sansa look like she gives a shit that he's dead.
We're here to say goodbye to our brothers and sisters.
Only 2 of them were really all that important, and honestly, even they were fairly dispensable. But hey, there's probably at least 3 seasons of the show left, so no rush in doing anything too dramatic.
Everyone in this world owes them a debt that can never be repaid.
But the reward for those who fought and survived is to march through the snow for 2 weeks to fight another war that also ends up being decided by a dragon anyway. Honestly, I think cremation may actually be preferable.
It is our duty and our honor
to skip
for as long as men draw breath.
You know who should draw breath? The CG artist. How am I supposed to believe it's cold out here when I can't even see anyone doing any atmospheric vaping? Pyromania. I was kind of hoping to see the awe and expanse of this funeral, but they died as they lived, shrouded in frustrating darkness. Also, show spends a full 5 minutes and 47 seconds displaying, mourning, and burning the dead. This episode did not need to be an hour and 17 minutes long, and I swear it's mocking me into noting every occasion of self-indulgence until we identify what the true runtime should have been.
Have you seen Aya?
You can still smell the burning bodies, and that's where your head is at.
Clegane is a dick to Gendry's head. Wait.
You are aware he took my family's throne and tried to have me murdered.
Daenerys spends about 3 minutes trolling Gendry before awarding him a lordship instead of just getting to the good part. I swear the writers made every part of this season into a metaphor for the season itself.
Last time I saw her, I told her I'd kill her if I ever saw her again.
This entire scene is Sir Davos telling Tyrion something we already know and he doesn't care about, and Tyrion replying with something we also already know and Sir Davos doesn't particularly care about. I guess because, hey, isn't it cool that these 2 people are talking? And for some reason, we had to make every episode a feature-length movie.
We play his game for him. We fight his war and win. And then he f***s off. No signs, no blessings. Who knows what he wants?
Benioff and Weiss's unfiltered thoughts on George R.R. Martin somehow make their way into the script.
Your turn. You are an only child.
I told you I was.
Show has time for this. Actually, I think that's the official tagline on the Season 8 poster.
What kind of person climbs on a fucking dragon? A madman or a king?
We will now linger on Daenerys processing this profound statement with brooding and ominous music behind her, as if this is the first time she's ever had to deal with how sexism might impact her rule. She's been a badass, giving 0 fucks up until now, but the show wants to plant some seeds so that it'll make sense as her character makes a story shift through seasons 9 and 10.
You're a virgin.
Sweet. I was hoping one of the plot lines during the Overstuffed Season 8 would be a quest for Brienne to lose her virginity like some sort of 80s sex comedy. Game of Thrones losing it. Let's go.
We did it. We faced those icy f***s.
My celebratory outburst after completing my Frosty the Snowman-inspired sex tape somehow makes its way into the episode. Tormund stares at Brienne. Jaime stares at Tormund. Tormund stares at Jaime. Tormund stares at Tyrion. Tyrion stares at Tormund. Podrick stares at Tormund. Tormund stares at Podrick. Is this season sponsored by Stairmaster?
This f***er comes north and takes her from her.
One positive I'll give Season 8 is that it really did try to tie up every single loose end. Even the ones we don't give a shit about, like Tormund pursuing Brienne. I'm sure everyone was dying to know where that was leading, and equally relieved when the answer was nowhere.
I've seen much worse than you since then.
Being called the nicest kid at bully camp. Practicing your archery around hundreds of drunk people.
Be my wife. Be the lady of Storm's End.
Turning down a proposal with an intimate kiss. Kiss him, fine, but at least say no first.
It's bloody hot in here.
Using British Nelly as your seduction technique.
He loved me, and I couldn't love him back.
I mean, mostly it's that we weren't even related in any way, so really what's the point? Now that we're done talking about the dead guy, I'd like to snog my nephew by the fire for a bit, okay?
What happens when they demand you press your claim and take what is mine?
I'll refuse.
What is Jon thinking? I get that he's in love, but does he really not see how that idea is pointless? I'm not upset that Johnny Snows is submissive. I'm upset that he's suddenly dumb.
I have to tell Sansa and Arya.
Sansa will want to see me gone and you on the Iron Throne.
Problem with this argument is that we know Jon has no intention of not telling Arya and Sansa, and Dany has no intention of backing down and risking her claim to the throne. This episode is filled with arguments that we have no chance of being invested in because 8 years of fantastic character development has already told us the outcome. This post-coital shot of Jaime and Brienne is just here as a reminder that these two played sword and sheath together. No dialogue, just a few seconds of refresher since you've probably forgotten it happened among the other 25 minutes of absolutely nothing that's gone on in the episode so far. And now more of your favorite part of Game of Thrones, strategizing over maps. Why get to the actual battle when you could have people just stand around talking about it instead?
We need a word.
Of course you do. All anybody does in this episode is say words. This episode is so full of people standing around saying things that IMDb actually classifies this episode's genre as talk show.
Arya.
We're family.
Arya Toretto here is suggesting what? That the four of them can take on the entire world? Lead the Seven Kingdoms from Winterfell? Why does she even care? Isn't she just trying to chase down all the people on her list?
The last of the Starks.
Roll commercials. If only.
I need to tell you something. You have to swear you'll never tell another soul.
Jon, of course, spills the incestuous beans to Arya and Sansa, but he can't truly believe they're going to keep this to themselves, can he? Jon isn't stupid, and he is a great tactician, so what's the advantage to telling them at all if the goal is to make sure they follow Dany? This final season is like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube by peeling off the stickers and putting them in the right place. Yeah, you'll get it in the end, but it's pretty time-consuming and not at all satisfying. But also, finally, some talking that might be interesting. Seeing the Stark kids react to this news is going to be fascinating. Will they immediately push back on their vow to keep it secret? Will they congratulate him on being unbastardized? Will their faces be tinged with joy, fear, anger? If there's one scene that's going to be worth all this incessant talking, it's going to be, and we're already cutting away, aren't we? Also, before deciding that the most important conversational bomb drop would happen off screen, Jon told Bran to tell them. This is not the kind of information you tell secondhand, especially through Bran. He would make winning the lottery sound depressing.
You boys are a pair of gold-plated
Putting molten gold anywhere near your genitals.
He's not going to kill us. He wouldn't be told to.
But this only proves that Bron's willing to kill a chair with the crossbow, not either of them.
Kill a few hundred people, they make you a lord. Kill a few thousand, they make you king.
Kill the last season of an entire fantasy novel series, they make you a Star Wars director.
No, my fighting days are done.
Because, of course, no one wants to see Bronn or Tormund kicking ass in the finale, so let's just sideline them entirely. We wouldn't want to risk having fun now, would we?
Some unfinished business.
Me too.
What's the name of the version of the Pronoun game where characters just talk in generalities about their plans instead of just saying the thing that they mean? Bland plan gaming? Detail fail gaming? Can this show just quit talking about stuff and actually do it? Gaming? Take these broken wings and learn to fly again. So convenient and easy.
Why her?
Sansa says this while literally looking at the most convincing two-winged fire-breathing reasons circling her.
The men in my family don't do well in the capital.
Haha, get it? Because my dad got his head chopped off there. I'm funny.
What if there's someone else? Someone better?
Why are all the interesting conversations happening off screen? Ah!
You're not going to ride the dragon south?
Rhaegal needs to heal. He doesn't need me weighing him down.
Oh, for f***'s sake, they're gonna kill Rhaegal, aren't they?
This is farewell then.
And now a full 3 minutes and 18 seconds of Jon saying goodbye to 3 people and a dog. This waste of time makes me particularly mad because this could have been convincingly done in under a minute, and 90% of that minute should have been telling Ghost that he's the goodest boy ever. Also, this lineup of important goodbyes processional couldn't have been more conveniently arranged and timed if they were stationed and released by a wedding planner. Oh, for double f***'s sake, they're gonna kill Missandei too, aren't they?
How many others now? Including us? 8.
No, not including you. He literally asked how many others know, Tyrion. Words mean something, damn it. Also, pretending like Sam hasn't already spilled the news to Gilly. Somehow, from above, they fail to notice a weapon that has to have line of sight to even work. The show wants us to believe this was a surprise hit, but there is no possible universe where these boats are a surprise to these dragons or Daenerys. Also, why are they even flying so low? I think they'd be smart enough to run some high elevation reconnaissance before just dragon bombing into the bay all willy-nilly. Also, they hit heart, wing, and throat kill shot on their first 3 shots. Rhaegal is clearly not a luck dragon. Diving headfirst towards the killer crossbows instead of coming around and toasting their ass from behind. Despite hitting 3 perfect shots, Euron and his fleet will now miss every following shot because somehow they know there's no way Dany's story was ever going to end here. It took 54 minutes of pointless conversation to get here, but we have made it to some action. I'd like to take a sin off, but my limit on pointless conversation to start a television show is 50 minutes. So close. And also, the action lasts less than a minute. And if there's one thing I know for sure, it's that you never get credit if you last under a minute. This is without a single shadow of a doubt the most pointless did the falling thing kill a character, oh we don't know because it faded to black fake out cliche ever. There's no fucking way that this is how Tyrion goes out. And even if the show thinks that we were gullible enough to believe it was, we're given less than 15 seconds to sit with that shock before it's immediately revealed he's safely on shore. What is the fucking point of this episode?
This is a mistake.
Handling Daenerys' transformation into the Mad Queen in the final 2 episodes so it feels like a crazy woman trope instead of an earned character descent? Yeah, hard agree.
He doesn't want the throne. That's why he bent the knee.
Didn't these two just have this conversation on the boat? Like 10 minutes ago? Does he not remember? How hard did Tyrion's head get hit by that mast?
I don't think a is a true qualification, as I'm sure you'd agree.
Hey, don't make fun of him for not having a penis. There's an actual phrase for the kind of person that would do that. You dick taunt.
I believe in our queen. She'll make the right choice.
First you believed in Cersei, and now you believe in Daenerys? When did Tyrion turn into a hopeful optimist, and more importantly, when did he lose his cynical wisdom and guile? The show seems to want me to start feeling things for this incestuous lech who attempted casual child murder and still hasn't really done anything that wasn't self-serving. There is no moral tension here. Jaime even makes this point here in about 60 seconds. So what I still don't understand is this. If I know this, and you know this, and even Jaime knows this, how does the show not know this?
I pushed a boy out a tower window, crippled him for life.
You know what? I think I've got it. Do you remember when sitcoms would run out of money or ideas, so they'd put together a clip show where the main characters would reminisce about all the shit they've been through? Yeah, 50% of this episode is that, but without the clips and somehow even more boring. This dragon is grounded and in range. How is Cersei not taking shots at it? Why is she not just obliterating all of them right now? This is Cersei we're talking about, right? There's this neat trick I've seen other shows do. I think it's called editing or something. Basically, it saves you from having to film every single footstep across every single second that passes so that your show can be A, less than an hour long, and B, entertaining.
My lord, I am only a mouthpiece for our queen.
Hand puppets.
Cersei is queen of the 7 kingdoms. You are her subject.
Her reign is over.
Great! Another immovable, uninteresting object arguing with another unstoppably boring force.
You've always loved your children.
I just watched a dragonfly take a nosedive into my coffee and choose the sweet release of death by caramel latte rather than continue to watch its ancestors being disgraced by this drivel. That is where dragonflies come from, right?
The reign is over. Doesn't mean your baby has to die.
I've always found threatening a mother's child to be a really effective way of preventing combat. This character actually used to be smart, right? I'm not just imagining that.
We've been trying to contact you regarding your car's extended warranty.
Harold Crick was a man of infinite numbers, endless calculations, and remarkably few words.
So who's Lord of Storm's End now?
I don't know, Your Grace.
Does anyone?
Anyone? Anyone?
It's okay. His mother just died.
I've never slept with a knight before.
Take me to Pleasure Town.
I've never begged for anything. But I'm begging you. Don't do this. Please.
Whatever. I do what I want.
Your sister offered me River Run.
She's beautiful, she's rich, she's got huge tracts of land.
Yes, well, the nights have been getting longer, and I need you to get me in touch with NASA immediately when you tell them that the moon is out of orbit.
I'm sure he knows how it happened, Sam.